let's get to Jared Anderson. What you think? What you think?
I'm glad that he went through what he went through last night. What we've been seeing, I don't know if everybody else has been seeing this, but I know he stayed online. And when he gets hit, he wants to get that back ASAP. When you get to this level, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
You got me. I'm going to get you. I can't get you now. Because the veterans, they going to, oh, you want to exchange? Well, I want to exchange. All it takes is one. There was the fifth round when it could have been a 10-8 round.
It was a 10-8 round.
He didn't fall?
No, he didn't fall, but that's a 10-8 round.
You always trying to you're trying to make up for your argument that you be getting 10-8 rounds. Round 5 was tough round. He got buzzed in that round. And then, we was worried. I know I was worried. I didn't know what the kid was going to do. But I like the kid's adjustments. That's a lot of people not talk about. He still didn't get offline and great. He still pulled back. That's his thing. Pulling back.
I don't know how you don't remember me saying that about him fights ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
gotta stop pulling back.
Pulling straight back. That was Ryan Garcia's problem. Mm-hmm. Pulling straight back. The second half of the fight, he got offline. He did get offline. Ducked shots. Went to the body. Threw the jab out there. I like that I've seen adjustments. Because a lot of heavyweights we know, some of the big ones, they have nothing else. Yeah. If A don't work, they got nothing. Yeah. He went to a beat and it worked. Yeah. And look good. Yeah, he got caught in the 10th round, 5 seconds left. But yeah. You got caught in the 10th round, 5 seconds left. Yeah. Hey, Jared, I got your back, man.
What are you doing right now?
I got your back, man. What are you doing? You start tripping like you went down.
I was like, that. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was. I was like, you know what I mean?
Boy, if he would have went down like, what was that? John Molina versus the dude from Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Mickey
I thought
Bay.
we was getting. I thought I was
Mickey
like, no,
Bay,
don't.
John Molina.
No, man, no.
Yeah.
No, just make it. Remember that?
Pulled that one out? Yeah, I was there.
Your heart hurt that night?
Yeah.
Ohio fighters.
I was like.
John Molina. That's John Molina for you, too. Damn, that was. Don't even think about trying to find John Molina. You ain't that damn good. Shout out to Mickey Bay. Mickey Bay's training right now. And I don't know if he coming back. But Jared Anderson.
I'm gonna teach y'all something real quick.
Go ahead. Take him to school.
I really don't know if I've said this before on a podcast, but I kind of feel like I have. But boxing is probably the sport where you have to ignore what you're born with, and that is self-preservation. Have I ever talked about self-preservation on here?
No.
Self-preservation is keeping yourself safe. Mm-hmm. Self-preservation is making sure when you touch that fire and it feel hot, you don't go. There's nothing. There's a part of us that's built in that tells us if that's hot, don't touch it again. Mm-hmm. It's just like being outside. It's 115. Yeah. You're gonna be real selective of what you do going out in 115. So boxing is that one sport where you just have to ignore self-preservation. What does that mean? When somebody throws a punch, what's everybody's reaction?
What?
To go away from the punch. And what I mean when I say we have to ignore that innate ability of self-preservation, that's when you have to learn how to turn. You have to learn how to pivot. You have to learn how to go at what's going to hurt you and make it miss, rolling over it, rolling under and all that. So what we should be training to do, we should be training to do things that are not that basically makes us ignore what we naturally will do. And so his natural thing he's gonna do when somebody comes at him is to back straight up. But how many fighters out there that's what they do? When somebody's coming at them, they back straight up.
And the veterans will see that.
The veterans will see that. And the veterans are the fighters, the good ones, are the ones that ain't just backing up, but they backing up 1 step, 2 steps, and then they turn to left or they turn to right. A lot of us, or some of us that are at the elite, I can't even say us no more, but the really elite guys are gonna pivot off because they know that that straight line is trouble. And that's the one thing that he has not learned how to get out of his out of his arsenal. That is a tendency that he needs to correct. Obviously now he got all the film he need.
Yeah.
To fix that.
What everybody's been asking you, your trainers could be even asking you. Now we can show you, Jared.
But guess what? He's athletic enough to not do that.
Yeah.
But he's also athletic enough to get away with it until the one time he don't.
Yeah. And hopefully this is enough.
I'm hoping that this is that time where if you didn't hear it on this podcast, or that coach didn't say it to you, or this coach didn't say it to you, now I'm hoping that everybody's going on and they're looking at it and say, listen, this is your natural tendency. This is what you do to get out of the way of punches. We can't always go to that. Mm-hmm. We gotta add more to our arsenal so that we aren't predictable. Mm-hmm. And once you become predictable, that's like every fighter's nightmare. Is becoming predictable. When somebody knows what you're gonna do, oh God, what do I do now? You know everything I'm gonna do. And that's where a guy got to the point where he couldn't keep his hands up. And then you see that tendency because every time that left hand came, he went to lean off and he's still getting caught with it. Mm-hmm. Every one of them, which lets you know, no, he's not stupid. No, he's not out of his mind. No, he don't. He just, that is his tendency. And when we want to be safe, we're going to go to whatever is natural for us. Yeah. Whatever it is we feel comfortable doing. Now you got to get uncomfortable. Now you got to start adding some other things to that. Start slipping and sliding. Because he has the ability to do all that.
You know what's nice about this? Like, I'll take your fight, for example, the Kell Brook. You was young enough to make adjustments and flip it around like, that was two different careers, damn near. Damn near.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn near. He has time, but he did it in a winning fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, we see the IQ.
Yeah.
And you know what I wanted him to add? I like when he went to the body. When he went to the body, Martin felt
only
that.
did it from the,
you want to talk to Jared? Hey, Jared, Shawn to talk to you. But
he got the ability. He got the ability to do all that.
And drop them damn hands.
There ain't too many big guys out there that can dip down to the body and get to it and know how to get it and aim it and all that kind of stuff.
And you say that, Shawn, for the damn near here on, he's gonna be a shorter guy.
Yeah.
So you need to drop them hands, get your ass inside.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I see the kid got his
Shawn.
Shawn.
Growth spurts for him?
Nah. 6'4". That's, I mean, it's big. But I mean, there's some big boys out there.
Yeah.
But I think the ring IQ, the kid is good as hell. I like more body work. Obviously, get the defense. I like now. How is this, Shawn? You've been in there. His chin's been checked, tested. What does that give you? Now you know, because he didn't go down. I give him that. He didn't go down. But what does that do for your confidence?
For the fighter?
Yeah. When you got touched, like that's the first time. He's probably been buzzed before, but in a fight like that,
yeah.
Does that do anything for you?
I don't know if that does anything for the fighter.
Okay.
I know everybody wants to know what the chin is like. Can somebody, sustain the big punch? How do they react when the big punch happens, when they get put down? All those things. I remember the first time I got cut and we went back to the locker room, won the fight. We went back to the locker room. I gotta tell you, and my dad was actually hyped about seeing
because you
me.
Survived.
Not because I survived, but basically the way my dad would say it was, I'll never forget. He's like, did you see him when he got cut? He didn't touch it. He didn't flinch. Nothing. He just kept fighting. Like my dad was hyping up. But in my mind, like that's what I seen the greats do. They act like it wasn't there. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's the same thing with getting dropped, or it's the same thing with getting hit with that big blow. It's like you got, number one, you got to pretend like that punch never happened. That's like throwing an interception. You got to act like it never happened.
Speaking of one of his tendencies.
And then, so maybe we just play off that analogy.
Okay.
You throw the interception. Let's say you a quarterback threw 5 interceptions in one game. You still got to get to the next game. You're like, all right, well, I know I'll survive it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, another his tendency is when he get hit with a big shot, he has to get that back right there. I noticed that a lot with the younger, more immature guys coming up. Yeah. I noticed your level and guys like that. You guys get hit with a big shot, either y'all laugh or y'all go like this. Like, all right. Or You give approval, like
my dad hated because
you would give somebody the props.
I would tell you, like, my dad was like, don't tell nobody. That was the competitor in me, like, all right, you got it, but I got you back, though.
But
you know
at the same time, you're not going in, like, that's the veterans are gonna be like, okay, when I catch him with a big shot, he gonna come again. Yeah. So throw it again.
Yeah.
That little stuff like that, he's gonna have to catch.
Yeah.
Because when he gets hit, I don't know if it's embarrassment or it's I gotta get you. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's especially like for an elite fighter like him, when you're not used to getting hit that much, it's like I got hit, I gotta get it right back. Okay. And it's just you have to go through this right here.
Because you got that where I gotta get back. But it's not it wasn't the same.
I grew up.
Okay, so
I grew up. I think I grew up after Keith Thurman.
Okay.
So I grew up after Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? But you got to grow up and just learn that if I get hit with something and I try to come right back and he's right there, it might not go the way I expect it to go. Okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just something he's gonna have to grow up with. And
but he went to school last night and he passed off to the next grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I love the performance. I'm gonna be honest with you. He went through some adversity. He performed great. I would say he lost maybe 2 rounds, but I had him winning all around set 1. And that's the one where he got touched in. Yeah. The guy I thought he showed up, put on the show for his hometown crowd. Yeah. He didn't get the knockout, but sometimes it's not about that. You showed up, you ready, Charles Martin felt your power. Yeah. You seen Charles gave him all the credit in the world after the fight. Yeah. You showed up, you performed. Every fight's not about the knockouts. You need to get rounds in when you're a heavyweight.
That was a big graduation for him. I agree with you 100%. He graduated, and I think that upon graduating, going through some things, again, having your first fight at home, your main event, all the things that we've been touching on the last couple of weeks, we can only imagine what that was like for him. Mm-hmm. And again, when you just speak directly to the performance, this was a hell of a performance.
Hell of a performance.
Because upwards to 2 moments, he did virtually everything right. And the one thing he does wrong, which is leaning back, Martin came up short quite a few times. Mm-hmm. We got to give Martin credit because even though this was like a 12-day notice or something like that, his switch was turned on. Yeah. He didn't come in here expecting to lose and expecting to just come in, make some money and lay down. You know, he had a game plan. And he had a game plan. And I think the game plan backfired. The game plan was for him to let the young lion, get gassed. Okay. And I think that along the way, he took some shots that he didn't expect to take, or the team. And then they turned it on. They never really turned it completely on,
Besides the 5th round.
But coming to the ring with a game plan where you're not expected to win, number 1, you got a game plan. Number 2, you have what you consider to be a realistic game plan to, hey, turn it on later in the fight. Something happens in the 5th round. I think that was where he really just kind of let it all out in that 5th round. The 10th round, that kid was still there. Yeah. And got caught. Yeah. Another thing, I'm going to go ahead and point it out because Tim pointed it out. When Jared turned southpaw, he took away the left hand. Yeah. He took away the left hand once he turned southpaw because now he's able to paw that.
Yeah, we can paw at each other.
Yeah. And I thought that he should have stayed there. Okay. Should have stayed there. So
did get the knockdown, too. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot he did get a knockdown.
And talk to him, too.
He was?
He said something. He barked something at him.
Oh, I ain't see that part.
I laughed because Charles got up talking right back.
Charles got upset we tripped.
I didn't know what he said.
Yeah, he said I tripped.
Okay, I didn't know what he said. Yeah.
If he didn't get tangled.
Yeah. When we saw the replay, it didn't. If it did, it was a quick thing that we didn't even see in the replay. But when he first fell, I'm going to keep it real. Like when he first fell, I was like, he got hit, but something didn't look right. The way he fell didn't look right. You know what I mean? But he got the knockdown. Yeah. And he looked good, man. He looked strong,